Type Lifestyles every Friday. Check us out at 2 p.m.
What's up, guys? John here with Big Drew. Type Lifestyle.
Big Drew, Type Lifestyles Friday once again. This is Type Lifestyles every Friday. Check us out at 2 p.m.
Live.
What's up, guys? John here with Big Drew. Type Lifestyle.
What's up, guys? It's Big Drew. It's Titan Lifestyle. I'm live at the Titan studio. John's on vacation, but once again, he's a hustler, so he's making it happen. He's making it happen. He's still with us.
Right.
A lot of guys would take off totally, but he's still here, burnt up and all, with us today.
Oh man, I am fried, dude. I mean, listen, I'll get out in the sun so you guys see me. I am red. I mean, it is crazy. So, trying to get a little shade in here. Make sure I don't get too fried because I ain't trying to peel the whole time while I'm out here.
Yeah,
But-
shedding like a snakeskin.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. That's
Yeah.
all right because summer is coming, right?
Yeah,
And,
summer's-
you know,
Yeah,
some of those
summer's
good
right.
months-
Summer's right around the corner, guys. You got to make sure you take care of your skin. Taking care of your
That's
skin
right.
is very important. Vitamin D is very important, guys. But you don't want to be out there too much. You don't want to be out there 8 hours in the sun. Got to give yourself some breaks. Let that skin heal the same way you let your muscles heal. And also, BPC 157 will help with the sunburn too. It helps with everything, so it's going to help. It's going to help rejuvenate that skin, keep it fresh, keep it tight, keep it looking young.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. You know, and man, it's crazy because Memorial Day weekend is next month already. It's like, man, time is flying.
It's
So-
crazy. It's crazy because the time's flying, but even though we had a bad year, it kind of went by quick. A lot of times people say time goes by quick when you're having fun. It was kind of a bad year with the whole COVID thing and stuff getting shut down. But I'm kind of glad it's over. I'm kind of glad everything's opening up now. Kind of back to reality now. You know, the sun's back out shining and everything's open. Not just here in Florida, other states are starting to open back up too, which is good. I know schools, a lot of schools are trying to take the masks out of schools, which is a good thing too. So seems like everything's
God.
slowly going back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even out here. So I'm in Turks and Caicos, right? And this is the first time I've flown since COVID. So I haven't went anywhere, and I didn't know really what to expect when I went to the airport. Now, to even book my trip, I had to get a COVID swab negative test 5 days before travel. I had to, make sure I had health insurance that covered COVID, travel, like all this stuff, and then I have to upload it to their Turks government so they give me a passport and okay me even to travel to there.
Wow.
When I got to the airport, bro, it was pandemonium as far as what you had to do, because if you're flying domestically, you can like check in online, and which I'm used to, right? Like checking in 24 hours online.
Yeah.
You got your boarding pass, you're all straight. There, you have to literally wait to walk, or international flights, you have to talk to somebody in person, and then they want to see your COVID swab, they want to see your health insurance, and then all that, and then they'll give you your boarding pass. So, you know, if you're traveling international, usually they say 2 hours, and I don't really go by that, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But dude, you need the extra time. I'm glad that we went a little bit early because man, it was crazy, but smooth sailing from there. Nobody on the plane started saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna wear a mask" or anything like that. So it was kind of smooth sailing as far as that goes. It was easy. I was thanking God for that for sure.
Now you said the process was took longer than what it should have. Is there anything you could have done before knowing what you know now to make it go quicker? Like I know there's a lot of apps with your phone. There's a lot of health apps. You could have everything set up with all your information on your phone. Is there anything you could do to make it quicker, or is it just no matter what you do, it's going to take that long time?
So the Verify, there's a Verify application app you can get. And then you can scan the codes once you get there. Really, it's not because you can't get your boarding pass beforehand, so you have to do that for international travel, like domestic travel. So if you're traveling with the United States, it's like clockwork. It's real simple, real easy to do. But since it's international, they want to make sure you check, because all these different countries, they have different things as far as requirements of what they want you to do. So some countries, when you go there, you still have to quarantine for 14 days or 7 days or whatever it is, and then show this other stuff along with it. So literally when I went up to the guy at the counter, he pulls out this 2 or 3 sheet binder that has all the countries, and it has barcodes on it and they'd scan it and it had the requirements, and they'd have to like check off on all the requirements that you hit for the country. So it was like I said, it was crazy. So I can definitely see where, they're going to try to require this passport or whatever it is that has all your documentation on it. So at that point, you can kind of breeze through and they can like scan that code or whatever it is. I don't know. It's crazy. COVID has changed things, and like I said, this is the first time I travel international, and it's a pain in the ass. I'm just being honest with you guys.
Now, what about in terms of vaccine? Were they asking for vaccines or something like that, or is it just more so the COVID testing?
No.
Okay.
So they didn't ask for any vaccines at all. They didn't ask for vaccine documentation or anything like that. The only thing that they really did was, like I said, they just wanted to make sure the documentation. I did read like the Maldives. Like if you go to Maldives, like that's where like they have like those tikis like over the water and stuff like that.
Like the individual, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not vaccinated, when you get off the plane, they vaccinate you right there.
Oh.
What if you refuse?
You get your ass back on the plane and go back home.
Wow. They're making you do it. So pretty much they're making you do
crazy.
it. Yeah.
It's crazy. And then I read today that, Pfizer basically came out with their information now, because Moderna was working on their booster shot for the variants.
Yeah.
And now Pfizer's working on their booster shot. They're saying after 12 months, the vaccine's probably not going to be good against the variants.
Yeah, I also heard that they're going to do a vaccine and flu shot combo now, which pretty much is the same thing anyways. They're doing a vaccine and flu shot. I read it somewhere. I don't know if it's in effect yet, but it was something I briefly skimmed through. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, they got
to make it a faster process, especially with all the verification. I mean, there should be something now. Everything's digital. Everything's for your phone now. There should be a way you could set everything up when you're home, set everything up on your phone, so that when you get there, boom, you show them your phone, or there's a scan, and then you just walk right in. Like I basically, as soon as they scan you, it should say red or green, okay, you're good to go, or you have to wait and have everything set up. Because what's going to happen is now a lot of people aren't traveling, so the time consuming isn't as much as it's going to be. Just imagine if everybody was traveling on like Christmas Eve or something crazy, and then you have to go through that process with thousands of people. So there's got to be a quicker way to do it. I mean, I don't know. But it's a learning experience for them the same way it is for us, too, going through the whole process.
Yeah.
So it's never happened before.
We caught the earliest flight there was, right? It was an 8 o'clock flight. So, security wasn't that bad. But I'll tell you what, with everything like traveling and stuff like that, you know how security can get.
Yeah.
Security can get really bad. So, you have just one more obstacle. You have to check in with, if you're doing international, you have to check in with somebody at the stand or American or whatever airline you fly. And then you got to go through security. That's another thing, because you got to take off your shoes, take off your tablet, take off your desk or your laptop, and everything else. So, I mean, it's a process, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a pain in the ass to travel anymore.
It's crazy. They got all these people taking off their shoes, and they're all worried about your mouth. Just imagine all the bacteria, and it's not like they're spraying your feet down with Lysol when you come through the door. So it's kind of crazy. People taking off their shoes. They've been wearing the same shoes all day, sweating.
Yeah.
A lot of times people take off their shoes. Their foot's like half soaking wet from sweating, and they're just walking and putting it back on. And I'd be more concerned with that than a mask at this point.
Just in case comments, because
It
they're
is.
not public.
It really is.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Oh, nice. You got the tablet right there. Look, you got my ID.
Got everything go. Got everything ready to go. Everything.
For sure. So, all right. So let's get into the first topic of the day. So therapy of the week, and this I know you love, is MK677 Ibutol Morton.
Yes, and a lot of people have been asking what I've done differently in the past week. If you guys have seen the difference in my physique, still lean, but I'm a lot fuller. It's from the MK. Switched up my diet a little bit, eating a little bit cleaner now. Obviously getting ready for the summer. I want to look good, but I'm also incorporating MK a little bit just to see if I could stay lean. But the fullness is definitely there. I feel like I'm gaining weight, even though I haven't yet, just because I'm so full. But that's the difference in the pictures that you see. A lot of time people have been asking, what the past couple of days look like you're just getting a crazy pump. Hercules is an every workout thing. The only difference is that MK. The only difference is the MK,
Yeah, man. So, I obviously get a lot of questions about it. Our therapy of the week, you announced it at the beginning of the week in the newsletter. And, the response has just been overwhelming as far as that goes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, it's been crazy. So, MK. So, what is MK? Ibutol Morton. It's a growth and releasing hormone peptide. And at this point, with this peptide, it's going to help in a lot of different ways. So, it just helps naturally produce your own growth hormone for your body. So stimulates a peptide. It's a stimulating peptide for the pituitary, and from the pituitary, with all that growth hormone, goes down to the liver and converts into IGF-1, 2, and 3. Where IGF-1 is where you're going to get all the benefits really from this peptide therapy. Now, some of the benefits that you're probably going to get is going to be better sleep. So you're going to be able to get that good REM, that trans 5 sleep, and really recover the best you possibly can and rejuvenate. After that, lean body mass. You know, with this, it will stimulate hunger. That's the only caveat that I tell people, that be ready for it, because, you know, if you're unprepared for this, you're either going to be starving because you don't have no food, or you're going to go after anything you possibly can that's in sight. You know, so with this, have a game plan, you know, and if you're going to take it during the day. If you're taking it at night, usually before bed, you can go to sleep and usually sleep all the way through. Now, I have talked to some people where it's woken them up in the night and they've got so hungry that they just go right to the fridge. So, I mean, you know, with that, you got to be prepared. Even when I'm on vacation out here, man, like I ordered the concierge. I'm like, all right, because it has a kitchenette. I'm like, give me 20 fillets, baked potatoes. I already cooked them all up. You know,
gotta be ready to go.
Good on here. You know, so it's been good. You don't have to eat bad on vacation, but that's just another instance. So you prepare your food, get that all ready to rock and roll for yourself, and you know, obviously the muscle gain with it, the fullness with it. That's the big thing. So people ask, you know, how do I gain a whole bunch of mass, or a whole bunch of muscle really quick? And usually I'll point to MK. Just as long as they're hydrating properly, this means drinking enough water, and they're prepared food wise, or what a game plan, what they're going to do as far as eating. That's the big thing. Yeah,
I noticed a lot of power lifters too. A lot of power lifters are jumping on this thing because it's perfectly suited for them, because it is going to put a little bit of water on you. If you don't switch up your diet, it is going to give you a little bit of water. But again, power lifters like that water. They like that lubrication in their joints. You know, it's almost like it doesn't work the same way BPC does, because it's not going to repair your connective tissue and cartilage, but it's going to lubricate your joints. So combination with the BPC for a powerlift is perfect. You can actually repair and actually, you know, get stronger as your ligaments are getting stronger. Like I keep preaching and preaching and preaching. You know, a good friend of mine just popped his chest because his ligaments weren't strong enough yet. So MK is going to power lift his guys. This is like the closest thing to Anadrol or D-ball without the side effects. Again, without the side effects, without the increase in blood pressure, you know, the hypertension, all that stuff, without the acne, without the aggression, without any of that stuff, without the mood, without the insomnia. You know, it's going to go the other way. It's going to help you sleep better. A lot of times guys take Anadrol or D-ball, which are illegal anabolic steroids, which are unsafe. They'll take those to get strong quick, but then they'll have a slew of other problems. And if you're not getting your blood work checked, then you don't know what's going on with your body. With the MK, obviously, if you get it through us, you're going to get your blood work checked. Everything is regulated without the negative side effects. Crazy strength, crazy pump, crazy recovery, and crazy fullness without the negative side effects. Now, again, like John said, it will make you a little bit sleepy. I'm interested to see if there's anybody out there that doesn't make them sleepy. I've only heard a couple people that say they don't notice the sleepy thing. So that is just a side effect. If you guys hear the word side effect, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen to you. It just means somebody out there it happens, so now they have to label it as a side effect. You look at the side effects for vitamin C, it's like this long. There's like 100 different side effects for vitamin C. So I mean, everything has a side effect to a certain extent. This one, the side effects are good because me, I like to sleep, I like to eat. It's gonna help me grow. So for me, it's perfect.
Well, you know, it's perfect for people that, you know, are trying to sleep too, because people have a lot of sleeping problems, a lot of sleeping issues and stuff. And even if you don't have any sleeping issues, you take it before bed, it will help you get into that trans 5 sleep, that deep sleep, and that's really what you want. So it's a benefit there. So it's not really a negative, you know, as far as that goes. So you don't have to take it during the day. Now, there are people that take it during the day, like Drew or some other people, and they really don't feel the effects of that at all. But like I said, it affects people in different ways. And with this, you don't need blood testing for the MK. So that's a therapy that's awesome, where you can just fill out the new patient paperwork, see the medical provider, and you're going to be able to get it from the pharmacy. That means it's prescription. I mean, at that point, it's got to be tested, endotoxin, sterility testing as far as that goes. You know, with this, it's an It's the only oral GHRH out there, so oral growth hormone releasing hormone. So At that point, it's a big plus for a lot of people out there that don't want to do injections or don't want to mess around with needles or anything, and still get the benefit of it. That's really where it comes into, that's really where it comes in the first place with those people. Now with the studies, there's studies on this too as well. In the studies, it was done on 55 years and older adults. And in the study, because usually IGF-1 and growth hormone levels decrease over time as we age, just like other hormones in our body. But with this, the best thing about it was it raised IGF-1 levels to, an average of 123% in the study, which was huge. I mean, could you imagine increasing your IGF-1 level, Drew, 123% from where it's at? So if you're at 150, let's just say it's 100% growth, you're going to 300 right there. I mean, that's a pretty big increase.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, different people, obviously is going to get a different effect out of it. But the majority of the people that we do, if they want to do a baseline blood test on IGF-1 levels before they start the therapy, which is a good thing, and then they do it 30 days afterwards and they blood test, usually we'll see a pretty good, increase in the IGF-1 level. Yeah. So, for people that are looking for that, and that's where you get all these great benefits of anti-aging, preventative, and all that. Yeah. So, it's something for a lot of people to look into because it's a really good benefit for those people.
Another thing, too, with the MK677, like John said, you don't need your blood work done to get that therapy. But if I were you, I would get your blood work done just so you could see how it's working. A lot of times people will take stuff and they'll be like, I don't need to get my blood work done, so I'm just going to order it and I'm just going to take it and get the results. Right. If you guys can get your blood work done, get it done, because that way you're going to see what it's doing. Like, rather than just looking in the mirror or looking at the weight you're lifting or looking at the weight you're dropping, if you get your blood work done, the proof is on the paper. You're going to say, whoa, this stuff really works. It increased this much, rather than just taking it. Because I could go take a boatload of garbage creatine and gain 10, 12 pounds of water and bloat. Right. But it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean I'm actually gaining muscle or raising my levels. So again, if you don't need your blood work done to order some, it doesn't mean you don't need it done at all. I would always get my blood work done in any situation. I mean, blood work's cheap over here. It's like $150, $130 for a guy or whatever. I mean, that's cheap. I mean, to take the worry out of it, and then you could really see what it does on paper. Because I was skeptical too. I was like, okay, MK, yeah, whatever. It may be just water. Next thing you know, you take it, all your levels is up, up, up. You're like, wait a minute. I took anabolics off the street for years, and my levels weren't like this. Or if they were, I didn't know because I wasn't getting my blood work done. So guys, just because you don't need your blood work done, if you can get it done, get it done. It's always good to know.
Definitely.
And it's cheap over here too. We do a full panel. We don't just give you the regular, bare minimum checkoffs just in order to get you your product. No, we do a full panel. Everything is on there. So you're not just getting the typical blood work that your regular,
And that's another thing out there. A lot of people, have these knockoff places out there, these low-run places, and they're like, oh yeah, we do a full panel. Let's say it's $99, but look at the blood test that you're actually getting in the panel.
Yeah, like there's only one true full panel.
Yeah.
So I mean, they may do more than the other place that they went to previously, but is it really a full panel? So
exactly, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't know. They don't have the education. Like, oh, it's a full panel. Like, no. Look at the blood test you're getting and what you're getting tested. Yeah. That's really where the value comes into play. I can guarantee that we're going to have the most inexpensive blood testing in the whole country. So whether it's a single test, and you just want to test IGF-1 levels, or if you want to get the full panel, which I definitely recommend, assisted liver, kidneys, prostate, electrolytes, full cholesterol panel, thyroid panel, full thyroid panel, not just TSH.
Yeah, any bodybuilder needs that. They need that.
For real, man. I mean, because I see a lot of doctors out there that they're eager just to throw people on thyroid medication. Right. Like, dude, you start messing with people's thyroids, man, a lot of bad things can happen. So, you got to make sure, like, it is what it is, and your blood testing. And for something like that, maybe a couple times, just to make sure that, something's not off. Oh, look, we've got a visitor.
Charisse, how you doing? How's the vacay? You guys are as dark as me. I'm jealous. You guys are out there getting.
I mean, I'm just trying to get on your level,
Right. You're there.
It's been great,
You're there.
honestly. Honestly, it's been really good.
That's good. It's good to see you guys.
Well overdue.
It's good to see you guys getting away. Like getting away. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah, I'm excited the staff has been able to hold it down for us. It's been awesome.
of course they are.
Absolutely.
Plus, you guys can watch their every move anyways. They have to.
Listen, you're allowed to have bad drinks, okay? On vacation only.
And
Only.
look, I'm looking at the feed too, so I can see everybody out there.
Yeah.
What you guys are saying.
We got
So,
Donut Killer asking, what do you think about Test Sip and Anastrozole Clomiphene? I'm a fan of Test Sip and Anastrozole. I'm not a fan of Clomiphene. I'll let John touch a little bit more on that. I'm more of an HCG guy. But yes, I do take testosterone Sipinate. Right now I'm doing 200 milligrams a week. I do Anastrozole. I do 1 milligram every other day.
Absolutely. So, with that, that's the best way to do it. So Test Sip, definitely. Anastrozole is the most common aromatase inhibitor that's used in HRT. Now, listen, there's letrozole and there's aromacin. Different cases and circumstances might call for these different medications. So, but anastrozole usually works good for the masses, just at different dosages for different people, just depending on what your dose of testosterone is and what your current situation is. Are you estrogen sensitive? That means you convert estrogen, a lot, at high levels, and this could cause for you to need more blocker, or you don't. So it could be less blocker. Just really depends on that.
Yeah, another thing.
Clomid.
Go ahead. Now, I was going to touch real quick on the anastrozole. I see a lot of time people with anastrozole, they think their estrogen's high. They're not getting their blood work done. So what they do is they want to get harder. They want to get leaner. So all they do is just start taking one every other day. You take one anastrozole every other day, which is also a Arimidex if you guys own anastrozole or Arimidex. One every day is going to bring you too low. Your joints are your joints are gonna hurt. You're gonna have other problems. You may have ED problems. You may have mood swings. You're gonna have a whole bunch of other problems. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to take care of your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever. Then you have to spend more money on other stuff. So guys, don't just take more. Get your blood work done and see if you need more. Because sometimes people only need 0.5 milligram every other day. I do 1 milligram every day. Even at my weight and this and that, I still don't do 1 milligram every day. Even if I'm prepping for a show, I don't do 1 milligram every day. It's not needed, guys. It's not needed.
Yeah, way too much for sure. So, and then Clomid. So gonadal support is another thing you're going to want on hormone replacement therapy. That means making sure your natural production doesn't get shut all the way off. You keeping the signal from the brain to the testicles, up and working as far as that goes, or mimicking the signal with HCG. So, Clomid for me, like, it will work, but you don't want to take this for extended periods of time usually. And then the other negative part of this, one of the side effects for Clomid is depression or dark thoughts.
Eyesight. Also, it can blur your vision a little bit.
Yeah, it could definitely mess with visual impairment too as well. So, that's where we usually use HCG. That's usually the best one out there. Now, there's some, Kisspeptin and gonadorelin are starting to work their ways up, but HCG usually works the best for the masses, and it works, at a good dose where you're not having to dose like 2 or 3 times a day like gonadorelin sometimes.
Yeah.
So
hard to keep up with.
It's hard to keep up with the general person, that's not just worried about what am I going to take medication wise, every hour and the has on their watch. People get busy. It's hard for people, right? The next part of it is you live in Wisconsin, so how do I get a full panel done with you guys in Florida? So if you guys want to get blood work done through Tight Medical Center, where we can set you up the most inexpensive blood testing you're going to get in the country, it's real simple and easy. All you guys got to do is call or text 727-389-3220. It's our main phone number if you want to look it up. And all you guys have to say is, I want to get the full panel, the male full panel or the female full panel, and we'll take care of you. All we got to do is get your information, your demographics. We'll get the payment. And then we're going to send you an email with your lab requisition, which is prepaid, and the nearest lab locations to you, which is usually LabCorp. You're going to take that slip into them. It's prepaid. Give them the slip. They're going to draw your labs. You don't have to show them an insurance card. No more money. And at that point, we're going to get your results in 3 to 4 business days.
Pretty quick.
We're going to call you up immediately. At that point, go over your results with you just briefly. The medical assistant is, and then offer, do you want to get scheduled for the medical consultation with the provider? In the medical consultation, they'll be able to go over all these different things, full in-depth blood, reading, your health, your history, your health, your family health, all that stuff, and we'll go over and give you the recommendations of what would be the best for you to hit your goals.
Yep, we'll piece it all together for you guys and go over all your top goals and what you're trying to do, make sense of what the blood work came back as, what your age is,
Yep.
what's going on, your symptoms, other medications you might have, medical history. Because remember, all of that plays a role in what's going to be prescribed to you and how it's going to be prescribed. That's why it's so hard to say this is a cookie cutter type thing.
Yep.
Somebody calls up, well, my friend Bob got this. It doesn't always work out that you're going to get the same thing as Bob, because you and Bob might be the same age, but you're not the same, person.
All right, big shout outs on here. Big shouts, Hawk Squad, my man. How you doing? Colton Freeman.
We got Hulk.
SBT Cobra.
We got Hulk Squad asking about, can women take MK67? And we also have Juan asking, is it liver toxic and can it cause any type of growths or tumors?
Okay, so with MK677 or any GHRH, it's a growth releasing peptide or growth hormone, right? What it does is it grows cells in the body, good cells and bad cells, right? So if you have a history of cancer in your family, or if you had cancer already, then this is probably not going to be the therapy for you. Now, most people that are healthy and have no history of this, right, they're usually pretty good candidates for this therapy. And thank God nobody has gotten cancer on this therapy. We've been prescribing it for a good amount of time here. Liver toxicity. So it's not a really high level as far as liver toxicity with this medication. It is an oral therapy, so anything you take in orally is going to get broken down by the liver. But I haven't seen in blood tests, and our providers have not seen a lot of increase on ALT or AST, which are the liver enzymes in the body. But listen, if you're worried about something like that, right, or you have high liver enzymes already, best thing to do is take glutathione right along with it. I promise you usually have no increase or ALT and ASTs, and probably decrease on those liver enzymes. And that will help your body actually function properly more and optimally. And that's what you want, because it's filtering everything through it as best as it possibly can. So,
as far as for females too, to answer that question, we actually do have a lot of females that take it. Just know that if you're going to take it, it's going to put on muscle mass. It's going to put on mass. Some people may not want that look. So if you are a female, although a lot of females are out there that want to put on lean mass, this could be a possibly good therapy for you.
Or also, if you're a woman that's typically, I don't like to use that term, but if you're typically a woman that's been skinny your whole life, if you're the type person, you're looking at women, you see them have a little bit more shape, you want to get a little bit more pounds, it's hard to get the food down.
Curves.
This would be perfect for, or if you're a guy, a quote unquote, skinny guy that's doing whatever he could do, eating McDonald's, a whole bunch of crap to gain the weight, this will definitely benefit from that too. So if you're a hard...
I have to intervene on that one too, because remember, ladies out there, if you are trying to put on lean muscle mass, or you've been really skinny your whole life, please make sure that you at least blood test and see what's going on, because everybody's sadly mistaken that females don't need testosterone, but we do need some testosterone. We just don't need as much as John and Drew.
Just
guys need more than we do, but you're not going to be able to put on the lean body mass if your testosterone isn't optimized. It's hard.
Exactly. It's just like guys, we need a little bit of estrogen floating. Women need a little bit of testosterone floating. We take our estrogen totally out with letrozole, we have a slew of other problems. That's another reason why nastrozole is like perfect for me. Novadex, tamoxifan's a little bit too weak for me, but it also is good. Works different ways. And nastrozole is like perfect. Letrozole is overkill. There are certain people that do need letrozole prescribed, but it's kind of overkill. And then you're gonna have ED. You're gonna have all these problems with letrozole. It's not good. Not good.
Big shot, Big Irishman, Cigar, Ella Marie,
Dwayne Day.
Yes, sir. Dwayne Day's in the house. Kelly Bartle, thank you.
Icebox.
We don't stop, Kelly, for sure. We don't care. We're on vacation. We're definitely working. We're definitely getting it in. We don't stop.
Always.
Val C, what's going on? DMK Fitness, Holden Outlaw. What's going on? Icebox. I hope you're having a great day. It's Friday, guys. So thank you guys for joining us. Jack's boys in the house. So it looks like Rob Cook's out there showing love. What's going on, man? Loving the post. All right, so when people say women don't need tests, I want to punch them in the throat. Listen.
Well, we'll ask your husband what they think when they say you don't need testosterone, but you don't want to get down in the bedroom,
No libido, no energy, feeling depressed. I mean, these are just some of the symptoms of low testosterone for males and females.
So true.
It's not about building muscle. That's what everybody, or libido. Libido is a big effect of it. So
definitely,
if you're missing this, that's one thing that can help. But taking a little bit of testosterone in the female is not going to cause any issues or negative side effects. Taking a lot of testosterone or possibly pellets, that
not a fan of pellets.
That can possibly do it. So watch out what you're doing. It does matter about the transportation rate. Even an injectable. If you take an injectable, you want to make sure you're not taking too much of a dosage, because we do have some females on injectable testosterone, but we're talking about like very, very minute doses in milligrams, not 20 or 30 milligrams or 40 milligrams or 50 milligrams. I've heard some people taking, you know.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories of female getting testosterone, you know, on the streets, and or even getting other things that aren't testosterone, but next thing you know, they are testosterone. So if a woman say wants to take an anabolic steroid, which is illegal, like, you know, Primabol. A lot of women will say, bodybuilders will say, yeah, I want to take Primabol. They won't come to a place like this where it's coming from a pharmacy. They'll buy it from.
We can't even get Primabol, guys. So
yeah, it's not even. But I'm just using a generic anabolic steroid that female bodybuilders, it's mild, that they could use. So a lot of time women will say, you know, I want to get Primabol. They'll talk to someone at a gym. They'll buy it illegally. And that Primabol is really testosterone propionate or testosterone cypionate. Now a woman is putting 100 or 200, 300 milligrams of testosterone cypionate in her body, and they are screwed, like screwed.
They start asking, like, I don't understand what's going on with this hair on my chin.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get this acne.
And they start getting that low voice.
Enlargement.
Not good.
That's never fun, you know?
Yeah, you don't want the Vienna sausage with the deep voice and the hair on the face. You don't want that stuff.
Sausages are only good on the grill. Only good on the grill.
Right? Definitely don't want that. That's for sure.
What's up, Big Red?
You know?
Big Red just joined.
Big Reds, what's going on, man? All right, so let's talk about our first topic of the day. So
this is a good one for you, John.
Kanye West, $1 million Yeezy samples.
Ridiculous.
Getting crazy.
Yeah, it's getting. I know before this, the record high was 615,000 for the Jordan 1s autographed. Now the original Yeezys that he wore, size 12, his actual shoe, is going to be around $1 million. So it could even go higher, which is crazy. I mean,
that's right.
The shoe game is getting ridiculous. I'm interested to see who's going to buy them. Like, who's actually going to buy them. So
somebody will. For sure.
They'll probably buy them, wait 5 years, and sell them for $2 million. It might be crazy.
You best believe, because they're going to keep going up, man. That's a lot of people. They don't. Yeah. You know, I'm in the shoe game as far as that goes. Been in a long time. Got a lot of expensive shoes. You know, I sold a pair of Kanye West Red Octobers. Me and Art did a video back in the day. I never posted, so maybe I'll post it up. But at that point, like, I sold those shoes for like $7,500 at that time. And you know, I'm kicking myself in the ass because right now I see them going for $12,000.
Yeah, I was just about to say $7,500. That's
yeah. Well, hey, listen, I got them for $2,000.
Yeah.
So still, you know, at that point, I'm like, I'm happy, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, don't want to get too greedy, but man, I'm kicking yourself like, man, if I held on to them just a little bit, because I'd have to sell them. But
see,
you know, after so long, if you don't take care of shoes, those things start falling apart, man. Glue and all kinds of stuff. So you got to make sure. When I
first read it, I was like, that's ridiculous. I would never spend $1 million. I don't care if I had $1 billion cash, I still wouldn't spend it. But when you look at it, it's kind of like investment. It's kind of like buying a house. You buy a house, you wait a couple of years, you flip the house, you buy the shoes. These shoes are worth more than a house. So I mean, it would be like an investment. If you have the money to buy it and flip it, that'd be a good thing. That'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, and that's what it is. You know, a lot of people like, all right, so stock market for a lot of rich people out there is a little risky. You know, stock market's been good. You know, obviously Bitcoin, all these other things, NFTs, all these things are out there right now. So people are definitely diversifying their money, but they're also starting to look at, if you start watching Gary Vee and everything like that, baseball cards, these other things that they can invest in, like shoes. That, you know, a lot of rich people before, you would art collections.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they can invest in this art, right? And they know it, appreciate, or they keep its value. So that's the exact same thing these people are doing with these shoes and these cars, or NFTs too, and all these other different things out there.
Yeah.
They're diversifying and they're making money on these different things that are going to go up for sure.
I guess they're going on display in Japan at first. They're going to have them in Japan on display or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone over there bought them. Japan has a huge sneaker scene. So over there, they might even sell over there for someone might buy them.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. $1 million for a pair of shoes. I never thought I would see it happen. So far, we've seen $1 million baseball cards, $1 million shoes. I mean, it's getting crazy. Yeah. It's getting crazy.
It's getting crazy. It's definitely getting crazy, you know. And then, like, here's the other thing, like, so our generation is starting to come up now. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you know, you have this nostalgia about these different things, and like the Super Mario Brothers, like that, like cartridge just sold for a ridiculous amount of millions.
Wait!
Like,
a Nintendo Super Mario Brothers?
Yes.
Man, I wish I would have kept. Man.
An unopened box. This guy had an unopened box. It was almost pristine, dude. Just sold for. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Things that we would never think of that were mass produced back in the day. You know.
See, I wish I would have kept all my garbage pail kits.
That's another one.
Garbage pail kids, those things.
Yeah, the Cabbage Patch Babies.
Yeah,
I would have been balling.
because I was watching that show on TV, that Pawn Stars or something. They were selling for like a ridiculous. I'm like, what, garbage pail kids? Like crazy.
Yeah, and that's just something. That's another thing. You know, I mean, anything will be collectible and we'll hold it. So it's just crazy. You know, it's nuts the way things are getting, but you know, it'll just keep going on. So, Dwayne Dave asked about exomes, right? So we don't have anything with exomes. And an exome is a part of the genome composed of exons and sequences which then describe and mature RNA. So it's kind of messing with the DNA and the gene encoding in your body. So we don't have anything like that. I don't know anything like that. The only thing I do then know that's kind of in that ballpark are CRISPRs. And that's where they go in and they can change certain parts of your DNA. And it will, like, you know,
the CRISPR babies.
Yeah, the CRISPR babies, basically, who we're talking about. But yeah, so I know it sounds funny, but
you can make the way that they look.
You can change genes in them, so you can make their length, how tall they are, their eye, their skin color, their hair color. Like, you can do all this now.
Crazy.
It's a price, but you can pay it. But you can do it to your kid. You can literally
like, yeah, I want my kid to have blue eyes. Okay, whatever.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I want my kid to be tan.
But what are the side effects? There's got to be some type of.
There's no side effects. No, it's literally you're going in and you're just changing the DNA. You're building it basically. It's like building a car.
I wonder if that's what they did with that 7'9", 14-year-old kid, and why he's so big.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah. It's either that or he had a tumor on his pituitary, and that pituitary is overacting, and at that point, that's what it keeps doing. So
crazy.
Yeah, it happens out there. Definitely seeing it on people. Like I said, we've seen blood tests where IGF-1 levels have been at 800, and you're like, oh yeah, you're at 800. Wow, and the guy was big and tall, right? But like, you know, he's to a doctor like, oh hey, listen, this might not be so good because, you know, at that point it could be a tumor on there, and it's overproducing at that point. That's why he's going through that. So you just gotta watch out, and make sure everything's, you know, covered health wise. You know, if your levels are that high, which a lot of people nowhere near that level. So I tested big guys nowhere near that level. So all right, so the next one. Let's talk about the next topic, Drew.
Florida House passed a bill banning transgender athletes from female sports. It's going to be scholar sports, so obviously middle school, high school, college. But basically, Florida's not allowing anybody who's transgender to compete against, I don't know what you would call it, what their biological sex was.
Yeah, gender.
Yeah, that's what they're about. I think it's a good rule.
Their natural gender assignment.
Right. No, but I think it's a good rule because, I mean, it's only a matter of time for someone's actually going to get hurt. I mean, there was a UFC fighter that transitioned to be a woman, identifies as a woman now, that literally fractured a woman's skull. Like, her skull was fractured. I mean, that's what's going to happen when someone actually dies. Is that what's going to take? It shouldn't get to that point. So I'm glad they're doing stuff like this. But there are a lot more transgender athletes now. I think they should just make their own league. Make like a transgender Olympics.
I agree.
You know, like
I agree. You know, because it's not fair to, like, especially. I mean, I'll use a female from a female's perspective. Like, it's not fair to have a like, you know, transgender that's a guy that comes in that has a one up on you because they're really a guy.
Yeah, I know there was.
You know, now all of a sudden they win everything, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, that wasn't fair.
Yeah, and not only that, when you look at it, it's almost like a hustle too now, because there was a track athlete from Connecticut, 2 track athletes from Connecticut. They won the New England Championships in track and field. They were both transgender. This is how crazy it was. One of the athletes in the winter time identified as a boy and ran winter track with the boy. Spring track the same year, same school, identified as a female and broke every state record, won New England Championships. The 2 girls that were supposed to pick to win, they didn't even place in the top 2 because the top 2 transgender girl won. So now those parents were like making a fit. It was like, this is my daughter's last year to compete against high school. She's picked to win, you know. And not only that, like, think about it. If you want to get a college scholarship for free, all you have to do is identify as a woman, set all these records, and then you get a free go to college for free. It's
fair.
not fair at all. I think they should have a transgender games or transgender Olympics. Have it like maybe have like a Eastern one, a Central one, or whatever. Then if you qualify, you can go to the national one. Make it like middle school, high school. Make it age related. So that
you go by like age and weight, or height,
like depending on what
so it's fair.
depending on what sport it is. But when you're dealing with sports like track and field, where it's all individuals, literally power, strength, speed, it's like, come on now, like that'd be like me shaving off my beard, putting on a dress, and go do the shot put, and I go to the Olympics. Like, nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And the thing is, there are Olympic weightlifters. There's one now, I believe, from New Zealand or Australia that was a man a few years back, identifies as a woman now, and now has the world record in all these events with an asterisk next to it. Come on, that's too much. That's not right. That's not right.
Not fair, man.
Think if you had the world. Think if you had the world record as a woman before they broke it. You trained your whole life. Now you get the world record. All of a sudden, now this guy identifies as a woman, comes in, doesn't even break a sweat, and just wipes your record out the record book. Not good at all.
I'd be so mad.
Plus, we're talking about. I mean, these high school athletes, especially, they're losing out on scholarships. Yeah. That's a big thing right now. Especially for women. If it's a girl going to, you're transforming into a guy.
Yeah.
You're still taking testosterone, so you still got a little bit of edge. I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
But but it's not as bad, I guess, right? Because with a guy going to a girl, you have bigger lung capacity. That is a scientific fact that nobody can say anything about. That's 100%.
With individual,
your bone density.
Go ahead.
No. I mean, so right there, you have an advantage going into it. So, and then the next thing is that, so Florida is not the only state that has done this. There's other states that have passed these laws now, and good for them.
Yeah.
The next thing is now they're starting to feel the heat because now the NCAA said, well, we're not going to ever come to your city or let you have the championship. I know that's what they're doing with Florida right now. They're telling them that. So they're trying to put pressure on them because, the NCAA doesn't seem that's right. Well, you know what? That is what it is. If they go to the NCAA can govern how they want to.
Yeah.
But they should, they shouldn't be dealing in. It's crazy that these sports organizations are messing around with state legislator and laws. Yeah. They shouldn't have anything to do with it at all. I mean,
if that's the case, you might as well just put guys and girls to play the same ball. Yeah. So you got a basketball team, put guys and girls on it. Yeah. Just mix them all in. Who cares?
Yeah, make it like 5th grade gym class or something.
Exactly. Just mix them all in. It'll be fine. You know. No.
See, it's all good until you have someone's daughter that was born a woman or born a female, having a fight against a guy that looks like me, wearing female clothes. That's like a whole nother issue. That's like a whole nother. Now another thing with the transgender, I don't see people touch on as much. If you see a man fighting with a woman in a physical altercation with a woman on the street, that man's going to get domestic violence, this and that. How does it work in terms of transgender? If they really are identifying as a female, if a police officer shows up and sees me getting a physical altercation with a transgender, now am I going to still have the same charge I would have if I attacked a woman? So it's there's so much gray areas with this thing. There's so many.
That's a good one.
I mean, think about because there's a lot of guys. There's not a lot, but you hear it on the news. A guy, brings a girl home. He finds out she's transgender and he kills her. It's crazy. Now,
we've heard
because the thing is, it's going to diminish the guy's character forever. It almost wipes him off the, his So now it's like his only option is to either kill the girl. And then say I didn't know, because that kind of gets him off the hook as, him being quote-unquote gay or want to mess with a transgender. But my thing is, if I'm, or any guy is having a physical altercation with transgender, can you say, no, that's a dude? Like, can you literally say that and get away with it? Like, how does that work?
I don't know, man. That's a really good question. I mean, at that point, like, it is a guy.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, my like initial, like, I can't think of how I would snap or react, but I mean, if I'm just putting myself in a certain situation, and then all of a sudden I come to find out, it's kind of like, what's that movie?
A little snake coming out of their pants.
No, it's kind of like the movie, it's kind of like, was it Ace Ventura? It's kind of like Ace Ventura, where now you find out, and you're eating gum and drinking Listerine and doing all this stuff. It's like, what's going to happen if you find out and you snap and you just beat the crap out of him? out of the transgender.
Yeah.
I mean,
10-minute warning.
yeah, I don't know.
It's not unheard of. It wouldn't be the first
It's not
time.
100.
That's
So,
fraud.
so the thing is, here at Titan, we don't care if you're trans. We're not here to bash transgender. We're not here to bash gay. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're transgender. We cool with everybody. I don't give a damn. You're cool with everybody.
Yes.
But I don't think it's safe in certain sports for them to be competing with other. I don't think it's
straight
safe.
up not even safe. It's not
Yeah,
fair.
it's really not. It's really not fair.
It's not
If you
fair.
look at track and field, look at every single event, because track and field is individuals, all physical, time and distance. You look at every single event. Every single event, the male is dominating records over the female. There aren't even getting a little close. So in the history of mankind or womankind, the history of human beings, there's never even been anybody that's been close enough on an elite level.
Right.
So I can see if there's a woman out there that's just as fast as a man, but hasn't even been close. You look at the fastest woman, Flojo, ran a 10.4 You look at the fastest guy, Usain, ran a 9.5, which is way faster. So in every, it's not fair. It's not right. It's only a matter of time before someone actually gets killed on the field or on the court, and it's not gonna be a good thing.
I'm pro female all day.
Yeah.
I'm alpha female all day. I'm telling you, and it's still not fair.
Yeah. We got 10
Not
minutes.
fair.
We got 10 minutes left, guys. Let's see who's on here.
All right, guys.
Good talking to you guys. Bye.
Enjoy your vacay.
Thank you.
Holden
awesome.
Outlaw is saying, "Where do I get the Mr. T startup kit at?" I got you. Hey, you already got the beard, man. He's got to shave the head and get the mohawk.
That's it. So Hulk Squad said it's actually a double punishment if you were to beat him up because it would fall underneath a hate crime. That's true.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's right, because I've read that in the news. They do get, but is it really a hate crime? I mean, in other words, is it really a hate crime though? How are they going to prove that the only reason that one person beat up the other is because they're transgender? What if it was because they were lied to? Certain people snap if they were lied to. Wait a minute, hold on, you lied to me. You told me you're a woman. What if it's not even a hate crime? What if it's just, now does that mean any transgender that gets assaulted is automatically a hate crime?
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's just not good. Like you said, at that point, there's no hate. Live your life however you want to do it. No problem with that. When it starts coming to competitive sports and stuff like that, there should be some sort of standard, across the board, and rules, that outline this. And that's why girls and boys don't play sports together, right? I mean, we might as well just do that.
Because in the articles I was reading about this before realizing this is one of the topics, one of the ladies was upset because her 9-year-old daughter, who transitioned to being a female starting at the age of 5. So that means when this boy was 5, he said, "I want to be a woman," or "I want to be a girl." The parents said yes, and now 4 years into transition, you're only 9 years old, and you better identify. You're still a couple years away from puberty. What's going to happen in 2 or 3 more years when this girl starts developing facial hair, voice starts getting deeper, starts getting taller, has more of a masculine body, and then they don't even know? I mean, for me, I feel like it's child abuse when you let a child transition at 5. Like anything under 18 I feel like it should be child abuse.
That's a problem. You're absolutely
At
right.
5 years old, I want to be a Power Ranger. It doesn't mean I can legally be one.
Exactly. It's a shame that parents will even consider doing that to their kids, because they might think it's one way or another. I mean, listen, we've got a lot of different people out there think a lot of different ways, right? And I understand. Everybody's got their own feeling, opinion, and they can live their life the way they are. But when you start involving kids, even if it's your own kid, like you're doing something harmful to that kid, or they might not think it is, but it really is. Like you're literally messing with their genetics, with their biological function to a degree, and you're setting them up for failure. They got to be on medications for the rest of their lives. It's true, dude. Because once you transition, so let's talk about it. If you're a male and you're transitioning to a female, you're gonna have to keep taking suppressive medications and estrogen. When you're a girl going to a guy, you're going to have to keep taking this stuff to get more masculine. It is what it is. You're going to become
And
more, more
what happens if, because at 5 years old, you don't know what the hell you want. At 10, you don't know what you want. Most people at 15, you don't know what you want. So at 5 years old, what's going to happen when the kid's 10 or 11 is like, oh, you know what? I do want to be a boy.
It's going to be too late. At that point, they're going to do too much to their bodies.
But the thing is, if these doctors and parents are allowing them to transition, then they're probably going to screw them up trying to get them to go back. We're going to boatload them with testosterone and maybe get a surgery or whatever. And now they have to go back. And then what happens if 6 or 10 years later, now they want to go back? It's like, look, wait it out till you're 18. There's no problem. The thing is I feel like nowadays, there's a lot of people, like, maybe people have a problem with being gay. As a man, if you want to be gay, be gay. It doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean you want to be a female, So it's kind of like there's kind of like an area like, okay, like, I don't care if you're gay or not, but if you want to be gay, why not just be like, I'm gay? Why do you have to? Or even if you're a man that wants to dress like a female, I don't agree with it, but you could do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
But you don't have to actually say I'm a female or on the paperwork. When you fill out the application, check off the female box or tell people, yes, I'm a woman.
Yep.
Why not just say I'm a guy, but I'm gay and I like to dress like a woman? That'll take everything out of it. Why do you have to?
Cross-dressing.
Yeah, I mean, why does it have to be like? It's just straight confusion.
It's
straight confusion on every level for me.
It's crazy. And Pulse Squad, it's crazy the bathroom situations. Think about this stuff, guys. Like, you never know.
The co-ed bathrooms.
Geez, Pete's, man. It's just, it's horrible. Like I said, everybody can do what they want and be what they want to be. That's why the United States is a beautiful thing and place that it is today. But
I think it'll mess a kid up. If you're a kid, you haven't really heard the word transgender. You don't really know what it is. If you're a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, if you're a boy and you walk into a bathroom and you see what it looks like a woman wearing a dress, standing up, peeing in a urinal, as a 5, 6, 10-year-old kid, you're going to be scarred just seeing that.
Yep.
Like, you're going to be scarred just seeing that. It may spark your curiosity. Oh, I want to wear a dress. I mean, it's not even right. It should be kept out of it shouldn't even be talked about with these kids. Like, you talk about drugs with kids is going to make them want to do drugs. You talk about this stuff every single day with kids is going to spark, oh, maybe I do. Let me try it out. No.
Yep.
No.
That's exactly right.
Not good. Not good.
We're supposed to set an example for our kids. We're supposed to be the adults and the parents. And, it's crazy. Yeah. So we got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. We got a bunch of events coming up, too. Bunch of events.
Yeah. You want to start shout out the events?
Sure.
Too?
May 1st, we got the Thoroughbred Weekend in Ocala. May 15th, we got the Tampa Bay Swim Week. That's at Water. Also on May 15th, we got the Tampa Pro right here in Tampa, downtown to Marriott. The real Lois Lane's going to win. She's going to win. Let's go. And also, we got the Dig Water Mid-Florida. That's June 19th. Dig shows are always good. Tampa Bay Jeep Fest, that's July 31st. Tampa Pro, August 7th, right back here in Tampa Pro. Again, I think it's at the Marriott. Yep. And then we have another Dig show August 14th. That's the Florida State big show. Big NPC show. If you guys are NPC guys that want to do a good show, do either the Dig Water show, the Mid-Florida Classic on the 19th of June, or the Florida State on the 14th of August. Right back, St. Pete Art and Fashion Week. Remember the fashion show? I'm going to rip the runway. That's September 9th through the 11th. And then the big boy, the Super Bowl at all, the Olympia. That's October 7th right here in Tampa. Ooh, it's going to be crazy.
I can't wait, man. We got a lot of stuff coming up.
Actually, the Olympia, I have to do a correction. The Olympia is actually not in Tampa. That's going to be in Orlando, back at the convention center. They did a great job last year. It was the first time there. Perfect venue for it. Hotels and stuff everywhere. So that's October 7th at the Olympia in Orlando.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be in our Hyatt Regency Hotel. They had a bomb hotel. Already got the penthouse reserve, ready to rock and roll this year. We're going to be doing big things.
Get some good footage at the waterfall and everything out there.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be out in Orlando at that hotel at least 3 or 4 times beforehand. So, definitely going to be able to utilize that good gym there. And definitely have the property there, that pool and that awesome waterfall for sure.
Definitely one of my favorite hotels. Got everything right there.
Can't wait. So yeah, man, it's been a good Friday, good tight lifestyle with Big Drew.
Yeah, it's been a great week, great Friday, guys. Also, make sure you check out Titan Talk on Tuesday. That's with John. You could check him and Rachel out on Wednesday. You could check me and him out on Friday. And you could also check him and Sharice out on Sunday on ABC. Full lineup, full week. Every single week, we're right here on Titan Lifestyle. Say bye to Sharice. You're making me hungry. I don't know what you're chewing on, but you're making me hungry.
See you guys. I never get time, so it was nice to actually hang out for a minute.
Absolutely. Next week, 2 p.m. Friday, Tight Lifestyle with Big Drew. I can't wait.
That's it.
Man. I'll see you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Be safe. Tell Peter I said what's up. We'll be right back next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye guys.
This is Titan Lifestyle.